Hey guys, it's Sandy. I just wanted to get on here today and have a quick chat about why you should be getting prepared. So there's actually a lot of reasons why you should be getting prepared, and all of them are just common sense, but I just wanted to talk it out with you just real quick. So anything could happen that you would need to prepare for. So what about a job loss? What about a sickness in your home and somebody can't get out? What about a natural disaster and you can't get out? Or if the government does anything, like tries to shut us down again, or a new variant comes out, or what about a cyber attack? That can happen. And then the new thing that they have, there's articles out about it with nature, the way that it is a solar flare. Look it up. It's saying that a solar flare could actually happen and knock out the internet for weeks. But so could a cyber attack. This is not that far-fetched. Maybe it used to be, but it's not that far-fetched anymore that anything can happen. Anything, anywhere can happen at any time. I've used Texas as an example before, but it's true. They live in a hot state and they had a freak snowstorm, ice storm that knocked things out. So anywhere you live, something could happen. And it's always just smart to be prepared. But you guys, if shortages start coming and happening, then it is really wise of us to have some things in our home. Would you, if let's just say the internet gets knocked out, and that could happen. So if a cyber attack or solar flare or whatever happened and the internet was knocked out, that doesn't mean that you just can't get on your cell phone or on your laptop. No, that would affect a whole lot more, like credit card machines, so gas pumps and banks and grocery stores. That could really cripple people. But not if you have some stuff at home and you're prepared. So most people only have a few days to a week is all they have in your home as far as food. It would be very wise to get more than that into your house. And this is not to instill fear. I am not fearful. God tells us do not fear because I know He'll take care of us. But He also tells us to be wise, use wisdom. God made us smart, so we need to use that wisdom that He gives us and know that something could happen. It's always best to be prepared no matter what, because none of us are immune to, we don't have the perfect life that nothing ever happens. That's not the way it goes, you know? So let's say, oh, you know what? Also, food shortages. Let's talk about that because everybody needs to have food in their home. If you only had a week's worth of food and for whatever reason, you cannot get out for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't know. But if you didn't at least have 3 weeks of stuff in your house, you could be super hungry, and that would be not a good way to be. So if you just take some time, every time you're at the grocery store, buy a little bit of extra, you'll be okay. But I did a video on the best way to prep. I think it's pretty good because it says you can't just go buy rice, beans, and pasta and be okay. You got to have a plan. So have a plan first. But I have heard, and I truly believe this, that farmers have been told, some farmers have been told that they need to plow under their crops and destroy their crops, and they're getting paid to do that. So I actually believe it. I actually believe what I have seen about that. I don't know why. That makes no sense whatsoever, but that would create a food shortage. And so with the droughts that are happening because, and the floods are happening, really big floods in different parts of the world that can definitely have a food shortage. But the droughts, we produce a lot of food right here in America, out in the West, in California mostly, and these huge droughts are really hurting the crops. These are going to produce food shortages. And then also shipping containers. I've been told once again, and I do actually believe it. I haven't seen pictures of it, but I do believe that shipping containers, for whatever reason, whether people aren't working or because of the virus or I don't know what, but they're sitting and not getting emptied. So that produces shortages in other areas. Food, I guess, also, but it produces other shortages that could be happening. And so, you know, if all this stuff keeps not adding up, but piling on top of each other, things are going to happen, and things aren't normal anyway. I mean, America even what's happening overseas with us pulling out of a nation. I mean, it just isn't normal what's going on. So we've got natural disasters like crazy. Actually, I heard this quote that said, we read the newspapers and we listen to the news to know what is going on right now. But the Bible is what tells us what's going on in the future. I believe the Bible. I trust in the Lord and I believe the Bible. You may not, but even if you don't believe the Bible, common sense is telling you that something's not right. Things just are not right. And they aren't getting back to normal and they're not getting better. So I should have some things in my home to make sure that my family is well taken care of. Or if you're alone, maybe you don't have your family there for some reason, but you still want to take care of yourself and your pets also. So, and listen, you got to know survival skills. You can't just buy food and not know how to fix it at all. So know how to do some basic cooking at least. And do you know how to do basic first aid? If not, get a book or watch some videos and learn how to. Those are skills you really need. Do you know how to build a fire? If you need heat or if you need to cook, you need to know how to build a fire and you need to practice it ahead of time. Also, how to bake bread. There's so many things that you can learn that are survival skills. It's actually good for you because it's good for us to learn new things, but it could really be the difference between life and death, sometimes. So good survival skills, know how to get warm. I live in the Midwest. I talked about natural disasters, that they can happen anytime. There are hurricanes and earthquakes and tornadoes and floods and wildfires happening like crazy. Yes, I know they have always happened, but it is just one after another, after another, after another, which is why I believe the Bible. One thing after another keeps happening, and it's not getting better, and it's going to affect all of us at some point in some way. So we need to have preparations in our home. If here in the Midwest, it can get very, very cold and we could have a big snow. We haven't had a blizzard in years, but we could. I could not get out of my house, be able to get out for 2 to 3 weeks. Or what if we were out of electric that time? Hurricanes, those poor people in Louisiana right now that are going through no power and it's hot. What are some things that you could do that could help bring coolness? Those fans, could you buy them ahead of time that have the batteries? Or there's these cloths that my kids use during their sports, and you get them wet. They're in the sports sections at stores, but you get them wet and then they stay cold, and you could wrap that around your neck and just have that, coolness. There's different things that you could do. Peppermint essential oil is another one. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it actually has this minty coolness. You could just put it under your underarms or on the back of your neck, and it just will keep you cooler. So those are things to keep you cool. Think about things to keep you warm, sleeping bags, you could take a tent. If it got really, really cold in your home, you could set up a tent inside, and that at least keeps that warmness right in where you are in the tent. Have some source of heat in there. Even if it's candles, can warm it up some. So I'm just talking, thinking out loud. It's stuff that's been on my mind. I really, really, really feel that you need to get some preps in your home. Be wise and make good decisions right now, and go to the store, and when you're there, you just pick up some extra while you're shopping. Okay, just wanted to share this with you. Have this little chat, and until next time, I'm out.